Okay, hello everyone. This is going to be a bit of an off-the-cuff presentation from me in terms of the things that I'm going to say, but I've put together a PowerPoint presentation that details the uncensorable computing infrastructure that I've set up for a possible future business in Thailand. So a nightlife related business, maybe a bar, not yet sure, not 100% sure, but I would like to take everyone through this infrastructure that I've set up, explain to you why I've done it, what I've put into place. So my day job, I worked in technology for 21 years, former supercomputer system administrator, got a great deal of skills and knowledge, particularly with Linux system administration and Linux engineering. So let's start with why. Big tech censorship, Facebook, Google, YouTube, Instagram. And the rest of the big platforms, they're all up to the same tricks. They've got complete and total control over user data. And they sell user data, our data, yours and mine, to advertisers in order to make money. Well, I say screw them. There's no such thing as a free lunch. We're the product being sold to their paying clients, which are their advertisers. And this is unacceptable to me. So, a Thailand nightlife business, bar perhaps in Soy 6 Pattaya, not exactly advertiser friendly. Money can't be made from advertisers from this type of business for the most part. Now, big tech makes the vast majority of its money from advertising, with the Soy 6 Pattaya bar being outside acceptable advertiser-friendly policies and community standards guidelines. It wouldn't take much for a bar. If I owned a bar there, say a Ladyboy bar, and I had a Facebook and a YouTube channel, it wouldn't take much for them to be shut down. It's not exactly going to make Facebook or YouTube any money, and in fact, it will probably result in a number of complaints being made to the platforms about inappropriate content. I'm not talking about putting up a whole heap of sexy videos or photos of the girls, but there may be some of that material that I put up to explain important concepts, which, if you've been a subscriber of mine for some years, you know the type of topics that I talk about. I'm not exactly the most advertiser-friendly person, particularly if I'm working with ladyboys on location in Pattaya. It goes especially so. So lessons that I've learned running the Pretender channel since 2013. So I'm not an advertiser-friendly type person. Almost all of my videos have been demonetized. Advertising suitability is very limited for anything that I produce. Learned that my whole mindset is reality-based and thus it's not advertiser-friendly. There's a screenshot of my my YouTube channel, my studio. You see a couple of my videos there. You see next to monetization where it says limited, and next to restrictions it says ad suitability. So almost every single video of mine, when I log onto my channel and look in the studio section where I manage all my videos, almost every single video looks like this. So whilst the channel is still visible, it's not a money maker for myself or for YouTube. Can't display ads next to my content. And yeah, one of the big problems is running a YouTube channel. I don't have the names, email addresses, or details of most of you, my loyal subscribers, my fan base. And that's a problem because if I don't have your details, then I can't create products and services that cater towards your interests. It's very difficult for me to be able to contact each of you or all of you in bulk. I just can't do that. Um, not the way that YouTube's set up. They make it very, very difficult. Of course, YouTube, own all your details and not me as the person who's brought this community together. Now, with my own platforms and systems, I can be 100% self-sovereign when it comes to this sort of thing. So with my platforms, You're able to sign up by gain your name, your details, your email addresses, and whatever other details you want to tell me about. So now YouTube took down one of my most popular videos, which had almost 100,000 views, and that video was the deal for men, the deal for ladyboys. It gave me a copyright strike and a warning, all because I used some footage from the Tao cabaret show. So the video is now available again on my own platform via my own YouTube clone script. So if you go to dev.purpleparadise.com.au in your browser, you'll be able to see my entire channel I have set up on my own infrastructure. So it's taken a lot of time and effort to set up my own infrastructure, and I'm very proud of what I've done. But all my material has now been ported over to it, including all of my banned videos. So I propose using big tech platforms for marketing and advertising purposes. So basically, I upload a preview image or video to the platforms, to the big tech platforms, which links back to my own platforms. Clients view my material on my own platforms. So once each of you are on my platforms, I can offer you services in exchange for your details, like your name, email address, phone number, etc. So you see here, I put this cartoon, about taking a ticket. This line was just take a number. Why can't I take my own number? Well, we care too much about delivering excellent service. We've got an actual person there handing each person the ticket. And it says a lot because we live in a world where technology and automation it's come at the expense of customer service in many ways. Now, I come from a service-oriented background. My former clients are all PhD level scientists. The level of support and service which myself and the team that I worked within, we offered them a great level of customer service. That was our business essentially. And I like to think that if I was to start a bar in Pattaya, that I'd be able to do the same thing for any of you who might want to come to that bar and experience the hospitality that I make available. So all content generated on location at the bar, which I upload to Facebook, Google, YouTube, etc. Now, all of that is subject to being taken down, censored, or shut down entirely. So all the things that have got value from the bar's users, right? All the likes, comments, shares, email addresses, names, addresses, phone numbers, from all of you, all my potential clients, are thus at risk of being lost. So by owning and controlling my own platform, I've taken back my power from big technology. Big tech platforms can't be censored, can't be shut down except by the government, can't be controlled in the same way. And I own your data. Right? You entrust me with your data. In return, I provide you with services, which is a bar on location in Thailand. Now, photographs and video, they're the two mediums which have got a lot of value for a potato bar business featuring Ladyboy staff members. Now, Ladyboys, generally speaking, are not under the same limits that generic women are in terms of needing to stay off camera. Long-term provision and support from a farang, it's a little bit different. So they can appear on camera without being shy in most cases. And if you know any ladyboys, interacted with them, count them as friends as I do, you know that most of them are not exactly shy. They like being out and about and like being on camera. Now, this situation has not yet been fully explored. So there's no high quality, well produced films coming out of Pattaya featuring ladyboys that link back to a business on location. So essentially, nobody's professionalized the business, turned the staff into stars, or improved how ladyboys are seen in Thailand. I think I might be the person with the right skill set to do this. So even if such films were being produced and uploaded to big tech platforms, there's the risk of them being lost due to big tech censorship and the non-advertiser friendly nature of such films. So it's the themes, it's the adult themes that get you. Forget about nudity, forget about showing too much skin or sexual content. You should know, I haven't produced any material which is pornographic in nature. I don't swear in any of my videos, or very few of them. Um, I'm generally pretty balanced and in the middle when it comes to all that sort of stuff. I'm not right out on the edge producing explicit content or any of that sort of stuff. And yet, I've been censored and demonetized. So, um, hence setting up all my own platforms. So, by owning and controlling my own platforms, I don't face this risk. So, I can produce content to my heart's content and distribute that content to you, my client base, and anyone else who becomes clients of the bar without being controlled, censored, given copyright strikes, or shut down. And I get to own all the likes, comments, shares, videos, the photos, and all the user-generated data, all the data you generate on my platforms. And that's got value, especially your email address, phone number, name, address, etc. So I've built my own uncensorable computing infrastructure. As I say, it consists of one host operating system, runs on bare metal, which is the bare metal server itself, 7 virtual machines, all running Linux, all Linux servers. Now, traditionally, it's a security practice not to give away host names, but these are internal host names of the servers. What I've done, I have chosen the butterfly being the international symbol for transgender people. And each virtual server and the physical server is named after a butterfly. So Amber Phantom, which is the host operating system. And that host operating system hosts the 7 virtual machines: Birdwing 2, Blue Clipper, Chimera, Redis, Blue Morpho, Ulysses, and Postman. So you can see up in the left-hand corner of the screen, that's the server infrastructure. And you might see, if you look closely, I've got 2 switches and got a KVM switch, got a number of battery backups. I've got a network state attached storage device, and I've got some switched PDUs so I can turn on and off my infrastructure from anywhere in the world. So the servers that I've set up, they feature the most important functionality that each of the most visited websites in the world have implemented in order to empower users to share content. The graphic there at the side, you have a look at Google. It's obviously biggest website, and you've got YouTube. So you know that the functionality that these websites provide, the really big ones, it's very popular. Facebook. So YouTube, people love to watch videos, love to share videos. Facebook, connecting with their friends, sharing content. Twitter, having your voice heard. So the systems that I've set up, my platforms, I've got an Apache web server, got a Nextcloud server, got a YouTube clone script, got a Mattermost server, image galleries, forums, I've got my own email server, and I've got a Bitcoin and Lightning network full node so that I can accept payments from clients in Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, it's still very early days and most of the people who are interested in Pattaya and Ladyboys and the whole nightlife in Thailand, I've noticed a reluctance there from many people to embrace Bitcoin. Bottom line is it's just not ready when it comes to payments. Certainly, Lightning Network is not really ready for prime time. The system that I've set up is called BTC Pay, and so there's no intermediary between myself and my clients. It's just one option that I'll provide for payment, but don't expect that it will be used very much. But uncensorable payments is an important part of the business about being self-sovereign, right? All this, everything that I've done, set up all these systems, it's all about self-sovereignty, right? At the end of the day, I don't want to live my life in such a way where I've got big tech uh, looking over my shoulder and having a great deal of power over me. It took me 8 weeks full time, 7 days a week of work to get all these servers up, operational, configured, platforms configured, scripts written to do backups, and so on. Been a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort. So here in Australia, I'm with Aussie Broadband. I've got a Draytech business class router. That business class router, static IP addresses I've set up on it for each server. It's technology called multi-NAT, converting public IP addresses to private IP addresses. So my domain names are pointed to each server. Got a typo there. It's actually 7 virtual servers running on one high-powered physical server, bare metal. Servers backed up locally to the NAS. And the cloud, of course, is somebody else's computer. The IT industry has done very well at convincing people about the benefits of the cloud. At my former employer, usage of the cloud was very limited, and so I come from a background, come from a situation where all the technology, everything was either developed in-house or purchased and set up in-house. So I've got experience in a data center, a whole lot of experience, knowledge, skills, etc., running servers. So my solution is to own, control, and operate by me and by me alone my own platforms, which gives me 100% power and control over those platforms. Therefore, big tech serves me, right? So everything that I upload to their platforms will simply link back to my own platforms. So I just use them for advertising purposes. Sure, they may ban my account. I can create another one. And again, it's not a huge amount of effort to create another quick account on their platforms. What would be a lot of effort is if I spent months or years creating a whole lot of content, uploading it to YouTube, Facebook, and the like, and then suddenly overnight have my Facebook and my YouTube account go dark and none of that content be available. That would be a disaster. And that's not going to happen to me, right? And it can't happen to me now that I've spent the time and the effort to set everything up this way. So, Australian government and the Thailand government, they're the only parties that can shut me down now. So no other third party can take down my content, give me copyright strikes, cause me any trouble. So, and somebody from the Australian government, say a police officer or the like, they have to get a permission in order to visit my location and physically pull the plug on my infrastructure. That's what it would take to take me down. The Dominion KX, it's a very interesting KVM over IP switch. I imported it from America. Excellent product, truly excellent product. It allows me to access all my servers from anywhere in the world. Full GUI level access. Really excellent piece of technology. Everything's battery backed up, so I can stay online for at least 30 minutes if the power goes off. Business class internet connection via Aussie Broadband, and I've upgraded to NBN fiber to the premises, which is the best business class fast internet connection possible here in Australia. And I can scale my infrastructure up if and when a lot of users start using it, which I expect a lot of people will become viewers of the videos that I want to produce on location in Pattaya. So I expect a video tube site that I've developed that will get quite a few hits. So I can also access each of my servers on port 4000 using No Machine. Okay, I've got a configuration item spreadsheet, 2,000 plus lines in it. Settings of all the servers, or their IP addresses. Everything about the service is in this spreadsheet. So I could, in theory, and likely in practice, I could have somebody else take over my technical role and administer everything. Also, I'm doing other things at the bar, more leadership and managing people type stuff. So I've got these switch PDUs, top left-hand side of the screen there, server edge, sell these things. Really interesting. Such a simple thing to turn on and off a piece of infrastructure for anywhere in the world. So my servers and each of the critical pieces of infrastructure, switches and like, all connected to these network switch PDUs. Gives me that power. I really needed that power. I mean, there's in IT, a lot of things are going wrong. Um, switches fail, things fail all the time. And if you're not on site, I'm not going to be on site. Obviously, I'm going to be in Thailand. Um, you have to build in redundancy. And I've got somebody else, my brother, who's lives upstairs. He'll be able to help out if anything truly goes pear-shaped. This is Delirious Bar in Pattaya. A friend of mine, Som, Ladyboy Som, I met in 2012. She owns this bar. When I met her, I always knew she'd make a great mamasan, and I really would have liked to have backed her, but at the time I didn't have the funds, and it was too risky for me. But she's gone and done all the things that I thought that she would do, uh, and she's doing very well with the social media. She's got over 8,000 people following her Facebook page. Now, she's at very high risk of going dark, being shut down by Facebook. Doing live streams with her Ladyboy staff, and these streams go on for well over an hour in some cases, where they're dancing around and parading in skimpy attire. Um, Facebook, obviously, it's not going to take too long, I wouldn't think, before they get a complaint about this. Um, yeah, so I applaud what she's doing. She's taking some risks and she's doing very well with all of this, but it's just risky to give big tech this kind of power over you when you're running a business of this nature. Okay, so Chimera, that's the name of the virtual server. That's running the YouTube clone script, which is called Kernel Video Sharing. Kernel Video Sharing technology is used by almost all the top pornography tube sites in the world. Functionality, Ladyboy staff. My vision is that so I've got the bar in Pattaya, and Ladyboy staff can upload content, distribute their videos, share them with clients of the business and the world. User signups for clients. Same functionality as YouTube, but 100% under my control, and no censorship. Blue Morpho. Blue Morpho is my Poego image gallery and PHP BB forum. Two excellent open source products. Type of functionality. The vision the Ladyboy can upload photographic content, distribute images, and share them with clients in the world. User sign up, so any of you who are interested in the bar, you can sign up. Ladyboys can sign up. You see their photos there. Similar functionality in some ways to Instagram, but all under my control. The online forum, it's a space to create a space where people can gather, share information as a community, people who are interested in Ladyboys in an organized format. Once again, all under my control, no censorship, can't be shut down. Postman. This took me a lot of time and effort to get set up. It's my own email server. He who controls the mail controls information, as Newman from Seinfeld remarked in one of the episodes to Jerry. Having my own email server, that it means complete privacy for my clients and for the business. It enables each of the Ladyboy staff members to have a very discreet and private email address so they can send and receive emails with any of you who are interested in talking with them. So the email is not seen by any three-letter government agencies, nor is it subject to scanning by Google, Yahoo, and the like for keywords. So big tech, in presenting these sorts of services to the public, Google with Gmail and Yahoo with Yahoo Mail, what they're doing, they're actually scanning everybody's emails for keywords. And they do that so they can present people with advertising, which kind of sucks, doesn't it? Because we're the product, and they're reading all our emails. I don't know. There's just something about that that really gets to me. Now, very few people got the knowledge or the skills to be able to run their own email server effectively, so most don't even try it. It is, and it was difficult to set up, time-consuming, technically demanding, even for someone like me, a former supercomputer system administrator. So significant time and effort I've spent to set it up, but it's relatively hassle-free to operate on an ongoing basis. 100% under my control, no censorship. Just waiting on one more static IP address, and then I'll likely make another video once I've given this Postman server its new static IP. I'll give you all an email address where you can contact me. And when you send me an email to the email address that I'll publicize to you in the future, that goes directly to me and to me alone. It comes to me via my email server, not my virtual private server in the cloud. No, it comes to my physical server located where I currently am here in Australia. Right, okay, to my bare metal box, to the virtual machine that I've set up called Postman. That's where your mail comes to. Right? So complete privacy. Now, you may have Gmail, you may have Yahoo email accounts, those rights. Up to you. I mean, I've had one at Yahoo for many, many years. There are pretenders among us at yahoo.com.au. But obviously, that's not good enough moving forward, right? Moving forward in the things that I want to do. Blue Clipper, my Nextcloud server. This is a 7 terabyte Dropbox, so I can share large amounts of videos, photos, and other data, all under my control, no censorship. So this server in particular, I am using to share videos with the people that I'm working with here in Australia, with some of the video production stuff that I do. Ulysses, the Bitcoin, the BTC Pay server. This is a really important one. So this is a server Ulysses running a full Bitcoin and Lightning Network full node. BTC Pay server, it's very interesting. It's a self-hosted, open source cryptocurrency payment processor. Secure, private, censorship resistant, and free. So what does this enable me to do? Well, any of you who are interested or can pay my Ladyboy staff, my future Ladyboy staff, from anywhere in the world with Bitcoin, no intermediaries. I'm the middleman. I'm the intermediary. Right? Money goes directly from you to me for a service that I provide to you. Right? So this one took quite a bit of time and effort to set up as well, but it was worth it. You see in the middle of the screen there, you've got BTC Pay, awaiting payment. That's how it presents itself. It presents a Bitcoin QR code. You can see, got a business name there, People Paradise Club, and an amount in Bitcoin. So you can pay by Bitcoin or the Lightning Network. Now, I'm not going to enable Lightning Network. I'll just enable Bitcoin payments. And I'm not going to overly emphasize any of this because I know the vast majority of you won't pay in Bitcoin. But I want it there as an option for those of you who are interested in that. Redis, a Mattermost server. Mattermost is a very interesting piece of technology. It's an open source, self-hosted online chat service with file sharing, search, and integration. So what I envisioned here was those of you who are interested in connecting with and interacting with my Ladyboy staff anywhere in the world, communicating with them in real time. sending them photos, videos, chatting with each of them, building relationships. So whilst they're at the bar, and if they're sitting around not doing much, they can be online on my Mattermost server interacting with you whilst you're located back in Frangland, and you're dreaming of your time in Thailand. So the idea is to create human connection and belonging. Once again, 100% under my control, no censorship, um, can't be shut down. Birdwing 2. Birdwing 2 is my Apache web server and CentOS web panel server. Apache being the most popular web server, free and open source. I host my business website on that. CentOS web panel. So this enables me to, I've got a number of websites and domains. I can put all my websites on this, and got a huge number of options and features for server management. So all my public-facing websites will be on this server, all under my control, no censorship. So what it took, 8 weeks full-time work, 7 days a week, 11,566 commands. That's a lot of commands. It took a lot to set all this up. Now that it's set up, it's done, right? It's done. Everything's been backed up, and moving forward, it's all ready to go. Once things in Pattaya open back up again, if I choose to go down this path and open the Ladyboy bar, my infrastructure is ready. We're all ready to go. Server, it's latest technology, Intel i9 CPU, 128 gigabytes of RAM, no spinning hard drives, 3 NVMe hard disks, water cooled. CentOS 8, it's the host operating system on Amber Phantom, 6 CentOS 8 VMs, 1 CentOS 7 and 1 Ubuntu virtual machine. All connected up, switch PDUs for full on-off capability from Thailand, full BIOS level access control via the Raritan KVM, imported from the USA. I'm very proud of that. It's wouldn't be a whole lot of those Raritan KVMs in Australia, I wouldn't think. I mean, how many people would need them? So all the networking infrastructure, including the Draytech router gateway, the NBN device, it's all fully remote controllable. I just do a lot of cabling. That laptop that you see there, bottom left-hand side of the screen, offers video conferencing functionality. So if anything fails and I need support on the ground, I can communicate in real time with my brother, all under my control. Anything that can shut me down is the authorities. They pull the plug. So that's it. I hope that you've enjoyed this presentation on uncensorable computing infrastructure for a Pattaya, Thailand nightlife business. There might be those of you who are watching this video who already own a bar or a sex on premises venue, and you're interested in doing something like this. If you are interested in going down this route, it is a lot of time and effort. Long term, I think the results are worth it, so as not to be censored. It did take a lot of skills, a lot of my skill set in order to do this. Now that I'm semi-retired, I do have more time to help people. If you are interested in setting up something similar, feel free to contact me with your project, with your ideas. I'm most interested in having a chat about it. All right, that's it from me. All the best, everyone. I'm the Pretender.